everyone, and welcome to another live stream. Yes, this is the sun and the moon together. I'll take my picture off the screen. This was the scene earlier today from Exmouth, which I'll show you on a map shortly. But it was a total solar eclipse, which means the moon goes between the earth and the sun from our perspective. And because the moon is 400 times smaller and 400 times the distance away from us, it seems, from our perspective, the same size. And so it blocks out the sun. Now, I might have said that all incorrectly, and Rick from the Gravity Discovery Centre will correct me, I'm sure, in the comments. I will put a link in the comments below to the Gravity Discovery Centre and to the YouTube video that the wonderful crew did there today, because they did do an amazing job of a live stream around the world. It was amazing to watch. And why am I mentioning all of this? As I cleverly fade the music. Oh. Okay. I'll bring me back. Why am I mentioning all of this? Because I am not only a musician and a singer and a vocal coach and a mental health consultant, well, sort of in my previous life, and a web developer and graphics designer, also in a previous life, but I'm an amateur astronomer. So, yeah, it's awesome. I love this stuff. And so it's all about the moon and the sun, and today was a very, very special experience. I saw the whole thing live. Yes, it was 3 hours on YouTube, and that's why I haven't done much music today, but that's okay. We'll do some now. But that was a wonderful, wonderful experience to watch that. I'm going to put it in a pin post in the first comment below the YouTube video once this stream has finished, because it was an amazing thing to see. Why is this important? Because we need to be inspired by stuff in order to write music. It's what we do. It's how we write music. And one of those things that inspires me, that I have in common with one of my greatest musician heroes, David Bowie. If you look through his collection of music, there's a lot of stuff about space and the stars and everything else. And it might have something to do with certain substances he might have been taking at the time. Who knows? Not judging. But there's a lot of his music that refers to the stars and all that sort of stuff, which I grew up with, love, think it's fantastic. And I've been involved with with a local astronomy group of Western Australia for many, 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 many years, and volunteered at the local Astrofest with my son and his telescope. And after today, we are considering a road trip for the next one, which was in 5 years' time. So I'll show you a map of that in a minute. Firstly, let's say hello, Ashley HM, also known as Alicia. Thank you so much. You didn't have to, but always that way. Always appreciated. Ashley bought me a very decadent cup of coffee, so that will keep me going. I might do the live stream a little bit longer tonight, just for you. So I do appreciate that. Not expected, but definitely appreciated. So thank you so much for that. I'm going to change to another picture. I cleverly did all of this earlier, and that's why I didn't do any music stuff, because I was just so excited by this. It was awesome. Let me show you this one, and I'll get my ugly mug out of the... Hang on. No, hang on. No, there we go. So if I do that, and then I do... Hang on. Will it work? That one, and take that one off. That's not... No. That one. There we go. Here we go. I knew I'd find it eventually. I used to work in IT. Pepcac. Problem exists between the keyboard and the chair. As she glances over just to double check that I still haven't got my mic muted. Anywho, here is one I prepared earlier. Yep, I always point in the wrong direction. So this is a map of Australia over the top of, and you can see underneath, a map of the United States of America. It's not perfect. It's not to scale. I just sort of, mashed the two together in Photoshop earlier today. So, you can comment and complain all you like. Fair call. It's not great. I'm okay with that. But it gives you a rough idea. Very rough. Australia is big. So is the United States. So it gives you some sort of context to where we're at. So for those who enjoy the wonderful, that way, round and round we go. You can tell, I'm just on the map. You can look for yourself. Adelaide, that's where Pete Johns from Studio Life Today lives, and that's where I used to live, and that's where I often visit the rest of my family. So I'm originally from Adelaide, and I now currently live in Perth, over on the west coast in Western Australia. If you look at that whole big bit of Western Australia, it's really big. Perth's the most remote capital city in the world, third windiest city in the world, and we're far, far away from everything and everyone. So when there's bushfires and floods and things that wash out train lines and block off roads and things, our supermarkets get depleted because a lot of stuff comes from the eastern states and there's nothing but a big desert in between. So to put in context where that previous image was, if I can find that one, there we go. So this was all done from a place called Exmouth this morning. And this was the picture live at the time. It becomes a 360-degree, almost twilight sunset. And it was really cool. I had the door open here while I was in my studio this morning, and it did get dark here in Perth. So it was about a 70% coverage today. It was really cool. So yes, so Exmouth on the map there, you can see north of Perth. That's where the total eclipse was today. The only city in the world today that you could get to for the eclipse. It did. The moon was in totality between the Earth and the sun for a bit longer as it travelled, as we all travel through space, round and round each other. But it only crossed the land at the time it was doing that movement, and Exmouth. And so there was about 3,000 people from all over the world went to this tiny, tiny, tiny little town in the middle of nowhere. So that's Exmouth. Now, if we head further north in Broome, you can see the arrows there. And then there's Kununurra, which is a little bit inland. And south of Kununurra is the Lake Argyll. And that's where the next total eclipse will be in 2028. So I've got 5 years to think about whether I actually go to that one or not. I've never actually been to one, seen them on YouTube, but I might go. So Rick or anyone from the Gravity Discovery Centre or the astronomy group of WA that I'm a part of is watching this, I may be in contact soon to organise something. We'll see. It's just west and south of Darwin, just hundreds of kilometres. Australia's big, but we'd have to drive because we have a very large telescope to take with us. It takes up the whole boot of a medium to large size sedan car. It's very big. It's a 10-inch Dobsonian telescope. So we would, which is a nighttime telescope, where we put a Mylar filter over the top. And we can, from our backyard, look at things like Saturn and the Large Magellan Cloud, the Small Magellan Cloud, Orion's Nebula, all of those sorts of things from our backyard with the telescope, which is awesome because 80% of the world's population lives in capital cities with too much light pollution and don't see the stars at all. And so I just saw Yes, Jason, you're busy that day, are you? No worries. I'll send you a postcard. That's fine. Thanks for joining in. Appreciate the support. You'll wait right here, I can tell. Anywho, look, that's enough from me as far as all that's concerned. It's pretty exciting stuff. It doesn't happen very often. The one after that is 2030, which I think goes through the middle of Australia. After that is 2038 or something. And I'm old now. I'd be getting older and very old. And so I think this next trip is probably once in a lifetime. And I've never seen anything pretty much outside of Perth. I've been to Kalgoorlie a couple of times. There's pubs there. Mining town, middle of the desert. No, we've got family there. But, yeah. So there you go. I thought I'd just share. I like to share, but it was a very, very impressive display. And after the live stream, I will put a link to the Gravity Discovery Centre, to their website. You can find out more about what they do. And they do often do live streams of the night sky. Rick is an amazing person. I've known Rick for many, many years. He worked at the Perth Observatory for many years. And, he's been working with them at Astrofest here in Perth for many years. He's just great. And I'm a big fan of astronomy. Go outside, look up. There you go. That's all you need to start. Look at the stars and just be amazed. And that's where it sort of starts. So there you go. I'm going to turn all this off and hopefully we'll have some music. There we go. So I'll turn this back up again because I've got stuff with things. Hopefully you can hear that. Should be able to hear that. Yeah. Okay. So, look, I've done nothing, but I did have a look at it. Well, I didn't have a look. I've chosen some addictive drums. So when you, I'll pull it up. When you buy packs of addictive drums, you can buy them separately, and otherwise you can buy packs. And what that means is that you can buy sets of 3 sets of drums. Can I see all of them? I haven't used this for a while. Yeah, so these are all the here we go. Here we go. I knew there was a view of them. So there's lots and lots of drums you can get, and they come with MIDI packs for drum beats, etc. already done, and then you can buy the kits, and you can also buy individual pieces like bongo drums or specific things you want to get to go with it. So it's really cool. And you can, again, only get these when they're on sale. If this is something that you're interested in, tag it on the list for Black Friday. I think Black Friday in November is probably the better sales. But otherwise, go to all the websites, put your email address in there, go on the mailing list and, sort your emails out so they go to a separate folder or something. You don't have to check it all the time and be bombarded by them. Just let them sit in there and every now and again go check and see when there's a sale on. I think that's the best way. I got another set today. And look, I must, before we go any further, say a big shout out. I'll do this in my big solar. Am I in the middle here? I am in the middle of the sun. Thank you, Ashley. I did get that wonderful, wonderful support from you. I just had to say that while I'm in the... Anyway, we'll go back to here. The other thing I wanted to say was... I forgot what I was going to say. With addictive drums, you can buy, say, 3 packs and you don't have to pick them and install them straight away. So at the last sale, I think I got another 6. And so I've chosen a few, but I haven't got all of them. And so the one that I got, I think will work well because at least you can get them on sale, but you don't have to pick them straight away. So it means that you can wait until you're doing a particular song and go, actually, that drum kit sounds really good. I was tossing up whether to get this one or not, only because sentimental reasons more than anything, that's what I looked at every time I walked into the music room at high school. And they are some of my fondest memories of my teenage years, and they sound really good. Just something that I love to play was getting on that kit. It was awesome. So I probably will get that. That classed as funk, but it just, yeah. But it's that big pearl kick drum that just looks awesome. The one that I did get, which I think will work well, Fairfax Volume 2. So this is what I think will work well for this song. Let's have a bit of a listen. It's got a bit more punch with that kit. So I'm thinking that's the way to go. Now, I did a lot of research during the week about trying to get this on a drum map and then route each of the articulations through the drum map through to separate buses. And there were really old videos regarding Cubase. So that's my challenge, should I wish to accept it on this weekend, is to do new video specifically for Cubase and Addictive Drums 2 and how to actually do that. Just a quick and easy step-by-step. Step 1, do this. Step 2, do this. More so for me when I want to do this next time and set up templates because I often forget. But, yeah, so I do have to rewatch those videos and go through painfully. They're not bad, but I think one video is like 10 years old and the other one's like 8 years old, and there was hardly anything regarding Cubase, drum maps, Addictive Drums 2. And I'm like, am I the only one out there doing this? Maybe because, or there might be fairly few people. Who knows? Comment below and let me know. While you're down there, clicky bits, don't forget the clicky bits, and do the like and the subscribe and all of that sort of stuff, because I really do appreciate it. And if you wish to, like Ashley over here, bought me a coffee. Really appreciate that. Awesome, because I do like coffee. I have a coffee video coming out. I'm writing some music for it now and I'm procrastinating. I'm doing a video on that too, but I'll leave that till later. Boom. Okay. I need to set that up, don't I? So I can press a button. Jade does that. I can't do that. I need to. Anyway, I'll work on that. I'll get right on that. So, let's have a look at the other thing you can do is get what's called beats. So if I go with the Fairfax Volume 2 kit, I can then go to beats and hear different basically MIDI tracks with that kit, with those drums and cymbals, etc. So one of the packs that I just got, I got to try and remember which one it was now. Was it Soul R&B that I just got? I can't remember. No, I know I've got, was it Indie Rock? No, it was Indie Rock. Yeah. So with these, I haven't got, so for example, Alternative Rock, I haven't got that pack, but they do give you some to try. right? So you've got a limited amount, but when you do buy the pack, and as I say, I bought all of this at last year's sale and chose them tonight, which is an amazing thing that you can do. Indie rock, American rock, indie rock. So you'll see there's a lot more. All right, so you get a bit of an intro if you haven't got them, but when you do get them, like I've got Diabolic and I got indie rock, you've got those specific ones. But it doesn't mean if I wanted to, I could use some of the Diabolic MIDI with the Fairfax kit, if that makes sense. I'll give you an example. Here is a Master Metal Groove 1. It is very loud and very cool, but it is playing on the Fairfax 2 kit. See how that works? It's kind of cool. And it does sound, and let's do this as an example. Let's get the metal kit up and do that, and it sounds completely different. Let's hear it. See what I mean? So you can use the MIDI for any kit you like. Wrong one. No, where has it gone? I've lost it. There we go. So that's the kit I'm using, and the beats I'm going to use are from indie rock. So not as metal. This is not a metal track, this one. Oh, dear. Been a long day. Good day. All about the stars and our major star, the sun. It's a star. All right, let's try and find something because what I'm trying to find are some fills. The other thing too is that you can sync tempo, okay? So it will sync to your beats per minute, which is awesome. And you can drag and drop. So if, for example, I wanted this one and this is the track I'm going for, I can just drag and drop it there and it's done. So I could, where have I got did I put the other drums in here? Did I not? It's gone. Where's it gone? Huh. I did have, didn't I? I had drums in here before. I had a whole heap. I had the bass guitar in here before too. I've opened up an older file, I think. Bear with me one moment. Let's go back to this while I figure out what I'm doing. And you can look at the pretty picture. Because, yeah. Let's do a save as, because this has, yeah. This picked up the backup file, not the one I last worked on. Interesting. The joys, the joys, the joys. Because I did have a bit of an issue with this. So you gotta be careful. Oh, you do. And save your work often. Otherwise, you have to look through all your files. At least one fantastic thing with Cubase, it automatically backs up your files with different versions. And you can roll back, and if you don't save every 5 seconds, which I often do, then you don't lose everything. This is the one. So as I was saying before, we'll just wait one moment while Cubase loads my wonderful song. Addictive drums too. I still like them a lot because you can get lots of stuff with things and then you don't have to get it all at once. Yeah, it can be a bit confusing, Ashley, if you don't understand how it all works, and I didn't to start off with. So that's one thing, at least with addictive drums too, is that you can actually just get, and as you can see, yeah, that was the older file, because I haven't got all the pretty colours, and I've got Studio Drummer in here. So let's try that all again. That one. Here we go. And we'll get Fairfax 2 in. There we go. And we'll go to Beats and we'll go to Indie Rock. And okay. So when you purchase addictive drums, what you often will get in a pack of 3, for example, I think you get a choice of 3 kits. You then get so, for example, the Blue Oyster is 1 kit. You also included in that pack, well, depending on what pack you get, sometimes you get the MIDI or the beats as well. If you don't, the Addictive Drums core has heaps of beats anyway. You don't have to get all of them. There are just different sounds. I mean, realistically, you can probably EQ a lot of this if you really were pushed, and there's lots of other cheaper ones and free ones as well. Always go to the old favourites of Spitfire Audio Labs, have some great stuff too. But in this instance, let's have a look at the Indie Rock and see what this can give us. Nothing apparently, because I'm not on that track, so I can't hear it. Nope, it's not going to work. Why is it not working? That should work. Okay, that's coming across. Let's go back. Let's take that off. Here we go. All right, let's try that again. I'm such a goose. My apologies. No. That's not playing. I don't know why. That's weird. Why isn't that playing? It was playing in the other one. That's not coming across at all. I don't know why. Why is that tambourine? Indie Rock. That's not loading for some reason. Maybe I'm going to try and add instrument track again. As I said, I updated it just before the stream, so that may be why. Let's see if that will work. Fairfax 2. That's coming across. Lovely. I like that. Yeah, sometimes it sends it to a different output. The silly sausage. Let's see. Indie. It's not showing up here. Well, at least that's playing. But I'm not getting... Oh, here we go. There we go. Now we're getting some. So sync tempo means that it's playing at the speed of your project. Very important. But it does just naturally work if you drag and drop from here. So from the list here. So we need to find something that sounds okay, and then we can base, because before we just had a 4 on the floor up here. So simple. Simples. That's cool and all. Which is great, but a little boring. I want some fills. There's no fills in this pack, which is a little bit silly. So what we'll do is we can do, this is the other thing which is really cool. So if you want something that is specific for the genre, you can pick specific ones here. But, excuse me, but if you are looking for something in particular, you can go to All Beats, and it has all of them here. And then you can search, for example, for fill, and you will get all the fills. And then you can go to here and say, well, I only want my projects in 4/4, so I only want the 4/4 fills. And it will give you all the 4/4 fills. Isn't that cool? And that's what I mainly use it for, is to get the main beat, a couple of fills, and then I make it my own. Because if you just drag and drop, am I going to be one of those YouTube type people that says if you just drag and drop MIDI, it's not your own? I could, but I won't say that. So I'm going to just have a look at, because the whole purpose of this video, this stream tonight or today, whenever you're watching, is to pick stuff out that works. And I think that is as important as the song itself, because in your mind you have an idea of the sound you're going for, and that sort of indicates what instrumentation you're going to have and when. So let me play the song, and then we can figure out what works where and when. Okay. So, just the music box. So this will not be there. This is just a guide track that I've got that I recorded previously when I did it in Cakewalk. So that's how it starts out. And then I think just piano, and I'm singing. Okay? So there's nothing else, just piano, which I think will work really, really well. It's more of a bit of a lullaby song. I might have a vocal scratch track for the next stream, which is in about 14 hours time. Sleep's overrated. And then the drums and bass comes in. And then it gets a bit of a beat going. So that's for verse 2. And then a bit of a fill. And I want the piano part to be very melodic and flowing. So more than just what's there at the moment, which is just basically chords. And the chorus might bring in a guitar, might be a acoustic guitar. So we've got bass drums, piano, acoustic guitar. And then for the bridge coming up, we drop the bass and we bring in strings with just a kick. Continue with the piano, maybe acoustic guitar, nothing but vocals, and then bring everything in, a bit of strings, acoustic guitar for the final chorus. I hope you're taking notes because I'm going to ask questions afterwards and go, oh, now what do I say for all these? I've got to write them down. Senior moments. I'm getting old. That's okay. It just means every birthday it's a bigger number. Then it's back to piano, just vocals. And you'll see me conduct. It's old habits. That's the end of that, and just the music box. Oops, no chords. Ah, isn't that awesome? So that is that. That's what I'm looking at. Okay, so the intro. Let's go here and make some notes. So intro, what did we say? Was just the music box, isn't it? So that's just the music box. Here we go. Yes, it will fit there. Awesome. And then verse 1 was piano and vocals. And then verse 2, we bring in thank you, Ashley. I'm glad you like it. It's coming along. I think every time I hear it, like most music I perform, which, you know, most of my life's classical music's like, oh, I don't like this. And then for about the 100th time, just before I get really sick of it, I start to really enjoy it. I've put in a lot of hours of rehearsal in my life. So verse 2, what did we say? No music box, that's just beginning and the end. We got piano, bass, guitar, drums, wasn't it? Yes. So that's just adding plus bass and drums. And then the chorus, what we're doing there is we are adding haven't done it yet, but add an acoustic guitar. I'll tidy that up. I don't need the dash there. That's just silly sausage. So, yeah. So just the music box for the intro. Verse 1, the piano and vocals. Verse 2, we add bass and drums. The chorus, we add acoustic guitar. The bridge, we're going to add strings. And then I'll do some strings in there. And then so that's... yes, add strings but no bass. No bass guitar. And then I don't know why that happened. For the chorus is everything. All. I don't know why that did that. Possibly because that's... Oh, yeah, there we go. I just need to... no idea. There we go. Because it's just being silly. That should... Yeah, it does do that. How weird. Okay. Fine. You do you. Then the outro is just a music box. Okay, just the music box. I can't type. Let's try that again. Music box. There we go. So that's it. It is being silly. It is. And look, if anyone has joined the stream recently, welcome. Thank you for joining me. I do this live every week. I do one Perth, Western Australian time, because you can Google that stuff and world clocks on apps and things. My phone's just there. I press buttons and all this stuff comes up. It's wonderful. But what you can do is work out that 7:30 Perth time, I stream on a Thursday night, and Friday morning at 10 a.m, I like to sleep in. I do more of this stuff because it's fun and interesting. Shout out to my friend Laureen from the Produce Aisle. Go check her stuff out. Good friend of mine. We catch up all the time, and she's doing amazing stuff. Has done, is doing, will do. Fun and interesting. Anywho, back to the program. So now what I've done is we've actually got a bit of a structure here. So not only do we have a structure as far as an intro, verse 1, verse 2, chorus, bridge, chorus, outro, but we actually have the instrumentation noted down, so we have an idea of where we're heading and how we're going to get there. It's similar to doing something like this. If you were going to go on a road trip all the way from Perth up to Kununurra to see the next solar eclipse in 2028. Because that was the one today, which is still awesome. I will put the clicky bits in the first comment below to all the stuff about today's wonderful solar eclipse, and you can find out more from my friend Rick at the Gravity Discovery Centre. Yes, I'm not being sponsored by them, but I'm sponsoring the whole idea for them, of them, because they're awesome. They do some amazing stuff and education and learned type things. So go check them out later. Not now, we're doing music. Let's get back to it. Okay. So we have a song laid out. We have worked out that Addictive Drums does work when we tell it to properly. This is the one, wasn't it? Okay, so this is the one that works. So we're going to get rid of this one. Sometimes these things happen, and I think it was because it didn't like me during the week, and it crashed, and I had to bring up a backup copy, which is good, but I didn't rename it properly and save it properly again, which I need to do, but that's okay. Let's remove that track so I don't get confused and make it pretty colours so again I don't get confused. I might actually make this one the pretty blue of that one, and then make this one the grey, because I'm not going to use that one. I don't have grey on here. Oh, that's a bit of a bother, isn't it? Let's get something close to it. Let's pick that one or something. Yeah, that stands out, that I'll get rid of that at some point. And let's move that down to the bottom. There we go. A bit bright, isn't it? Maybe we'll make it really dark. Dark, horrible brown. No one likes brown. Brown was my school uniform colour. I've never worn brown since. Everyone like that? Had a school uniform, didn't like it? Don't wear that colour ever again. One of those things. Anywho, music, stuff with things. Let's get to Addictive Drums and do some of that, because we can do just this if we wanted to. We can copy that MIDI from there. Maybe. I don't know if it'll work, because different keys are for different drums and different articulations. So let's solo this and see if it actually works. It might not. Who knows? See how that works? Interesting, isn't it? Whereas down here, And this is because if we actually go into the MIDI, this is now looking at, and I'll make this smaller so you can see them all, narrower. If we go into the MIDI that we just copied from Studio Drummer, and this is why drum maps are incredibly important if you can spend the time to make them, and then you just save them and then you reuse them. That's the whole idea. I haven't gotten to the beginning stage of creating drum maps, and I really need to and want to. This is not a thing. And this was something for Studio Drummer, but it's a nothing for Addictive Drums. Hang on, have I got the wrong thing? Because I've got it muted. Silly sausage. Let's try that again with bells on. Is there a thing? See, it is a thing, but it's not the thing we want. See? So we need to find out. See, that works. And then here, that should be the kick. So it's, we'd have to then work out what the kick is. And I think it's that. There we go. So we'd have to move all of this MIDI in this row up to get the kick. Does that make sense? Only on planet Keeonra. I know. I've heard that before. So if we highlight all of those and we can zoom into the first one. So that's where we manually put that one. We move all of these up here. Then we have the kick in the right spot. This is a crash. We don't want to crash. No crashes. It's very messy. So what we want to do is have I didn't mean to do that, but it just happened. So they need to be moved. Oh, double clicking, delete stuff. I do that often. All right. So what we need to do is we need to move these as well. These are the hi-hats, closed hi-hats preferably. I love Addictive Drums because they've got a really good variety of articulations. I think I like that one. Oops. That one. So we need to do the same with that. And I mean, this is a very manual way of doing it. It works because, you know, we did this before last week and just highlighting that for the whole track, going across, wrong way. I'm a beginner still. I'll be saying that for the next year at least. Move that up to the other one. Where's the other one gone? I've lost it. Ah! There it is. There we go. So that should be the same. We've now got hi-hat, closed hi-hat, kick, snare. No. Okay. So the snare is down here somewhere. Oh, nice rim shot. This is the sound I used to hear a lot when I learned how to play drums. I'd call that a mishit or That was the technical term. Okay. think that one. Yep, that one. Okay, so the same goes again for these. This is why we did a very rough thing last week, and then we'll play with the other bits and pieces. We've got some cymbally stuff in there. Cymbally stuff. See, I'm going with all the technical terms today. If my music teacher was here, she would be sitting next to me having a drink. She ended up quitting her job as a teacher and bought a pub with her boyfriend, who was one of her students, and a drummer. Anyway, apparently, so the story goes. Disclaimer, should put that out there. Lovely people. Lovely, lovely people. Wouldn't be the person I am today without them. Anyway, let's listen to this. That's all wrong, isn't it? What happened? What did I do? Did I... Did I not move them? I moved the wrong ones. They're the hi-hats. I'm such a goose. Can I wonder if that will work. No. Redo and redo that one and pick the right one. That is supposed to be all the hi-hats, wasn't it? I'm such a goose. That one. Oh my goodness, I picked the wrong one. I picked the hi-hats thinking they were the snare. Honestly, I'm losing my mind. Right, now that one. So all the top ones now. Oh, I'm such a goose. Top ones need to be brought down to misclick. I'll play computer games. Misclick. I didn't mean to do that one. Oh no, everybody died. Not only am I a noob as far as music's concerned, but playing computer games too, but at least I have fun and it's interesting. Let's listen. That kick doesn't sound right. Sounds more like a tom, doesn't it? It is a tom, I think. You know what? Let's go back to the actual kit itself. That's what I want, isn't it? I don't know what key that's on, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here and I'm going to hit record. And I'm going to stop. And that didn't record, did it? Because in Cubase, you have to do this to put a MIDI event in. Slight difference. I'm still getting used to it. So let's try that again with bells on. Actually, no bells, just a kick drum. And that, if we go back to here, should have. It didn't record. Why didn't it? Maybe because it didn't. I give up. Why didn't that work? That should have worked. I think it would have worked. See, I'm still working out how to use everything. It takes a long time. Alright. I think because you have to, I don't know. Let's get rid of that. Let's move it to here and see if this will work. Because all I want is the MIDI in there. It didn't record that, so that's bizarre. Like, it didn't. Fine. Work with what you got. I will just work with what I've got, and I will do a drum map, and I'll do this properly, and I'll do a video on drum maps and how to work addictive drums with the separate buses, because I think that will benefit everybody. It will. Me more than anyone. Right, I'm going to go to my keyboard. And even that's not working now. Why? Yeah, that's playing a tom. So that's not working with my keyboard, which it should, which is interesting. That is very interesting. So I honestly will have to research this more, because I'm not giving up. No, I am not. I am practical, very, very practical, and wish to learn stuff, and I will work it out eventually. That's it. That's a kick. Is that the one we've got? Yeah. That's the kick there. One kick, really? Okay, C1. I'm going to take down to C1. So we've got a double click, deletes. See, it's 8:30 for me. This is the time I usually say goodbye and I end the live stream, but I am very practical and I'm going to continue this just for a little bit longer for Ashley, because she's waited so patiently for so many of my streams and enjoys them so much. So I appreciate your support there, Ashley. I'm going to go a little bit longer and take this off the tom-toms, because Tom isn't happy about that, and put it down to a kick. There we go. It needs to go to C1. That's all we need to know. Now we can bring that in really itty-bitty-bitty, highlight it all, scooch back in here, and drag them all the way down. That sounds cool, huh? I found the kick right next to the snare. Now, if you play that, much better. I mean, boring as bat guano, which is another word for poo, But at least we have that. Now, I've got other bits here for cymbally type stuff and other bits here, and I can't remember what I did. See, this is why we have references and we go back to things. So first thing I'm going to do, save. I'm going to do save as because it needs to go by that name and replace it yes. That way I will have correct naming convention and load up each time the correct file because remember, backup, because Cubase automatically backs up. Awesome. So we've now got addictive drums sort of working. It's getting better. Okay. So what we've got is I want to go down here what I did for Studio Drummer, what instrument I used. Right, so just hi-hats there and same there. It was not that interesting at all. Oh yeah, and the failed attempt at a fill here. See, my kids could play that when they were toddlers. So, you know, we're not looking at drum mastery by any means. There's lots of work to go on here. So I think we scrap all of that and we go into Addictive Drums and see what we can find, shall we? Let's go on an adventure. See what we can find as fills, 4/4 time, and drag and drop the MIDI. I think that's just the easiest way to go. And we'll start with something cool and that's very nice, but no. There we go. That's a good fill to start with, I think. Bit too much. Oh yeah, that's a bit funky. I like that. Oh, I think we can have a bit of everything in that one. Do we want hard rock? Oh, that's nice. Not appropriate for this song. No. Master Funk. Oh, wow, that's really cool. So, as I say, this is really good for, you know, getting ideas. Or I'd see that, to me, that's my middle feel. That's what I'm talking about. That's the middle bit. And that's when we're going to go into here, for example. I don't know if you can see it on my screen, just above my head. And we're going to, instead of that at bar 65, we're going to go with that and see if that'll work. Yes, it does. Yay. We'll go in and fix that in a sec. And then at the beginning, I think that worked. That wasn't too bad. So let's see if we can go to in the beginning bit, which was right over here. I was halfway through there. So I want that there. So let's see how that has worked out. Should be on different take lanes. It's not, but that's okay. We're going to do a bit of this. So I don't know what happened there. Okay. Same with that. Yeah, I don't. Let's glue this together. And see if that helps with our understanding of what's going on. Okay, so that don't think that's what we want. So I'll mute those. I think it's those I don't. I think because that all works. Kind of works because that's sort of mixing what I had before and adding the new stuff, but it's just a little bit late because it needs to be halfway through that bar. I wonder if that's a better... Double clicking deletes. I do it all the time. I know it's savage. It's savage, Ashley, I know. Oh my goodness me. Savage is the word. I wonder if that's a better... It's a bit loud, isn't it? Let's play it. Yeah, it is. That's... See? That's better. Got those right. What's that? Ah, a bit of a tom. Hello, Tom. Right. Look, that all works, but I'm going to bottom. I said bottom. Yeah, see that? That was my bit that I did. Interesting. I'm going to get all of those. This fine work. And, oh, too far. And drop them all down to C. Two. That work? Oh, I've got a bit of a crash thing happening there. Let's look at that later. Alrighty. Yes, hello, Tom. We'll get more Toms in later. Let's look at that and listen to it and see what we got. Is that too late? Do we need that? There. See, that fits better, doesn't it? Thing is, you've got to play it within context. If you don't, it doesn't work. Because you've got to go with the flow and you've got to feel it. It's important to feel it. It's all about emotion. Turn this track off. As As a child, I'll sing the lyrics for you. My mother sang to me a song about a train to morning town. We sang together a song about... Sorry, mix the words up. In her arms it made me feel so safe and sound. I grew up, sang on stage with you. That works. That works. There you go. That little bit works. And you'll have to excuse my voice. I got sick about a month ago, and this virus is going round and round the family, and now my kids have got head colds again. I'm going, I'm losing my voice, and I really want to record vocals for this, and I just can't. It's like no singing with a sore throat. Very bad for the vocal cords. I'll get into a pot of honey after this stream. All right, I will finish up soon. I'm looking at the time, and look, I will set up in a little while. My other streaming buddy in the house, my son, he's not streaming tonight. As I said, he's not well, so he streams computer games for about 2 hours every night. So I have a link on my channel to Allreeve if you're interested in watching computer games. He won't be streaming tonight, but he streams on Twitch, and the videos go on YouTube, on his YouTube channel afterwards. So the studio is very, very busy place to be. I think I'm going to leave it there. I definitely think I've found the sound for the drums, which was my main goal for this stream. And yes, I agree, Ashley, thank you. It does fit better, that first part. So what doesn't fit at the moment is the chords, that double chord there. So if we actually mute that, that's what's throwing me off at the moment. So you've got to be careful when you're doing your scratch tracks and you're just working through things to remove things that aren't working so you don't get distracted by things along the way. That's what I found anyway. It's like if you find little things that aren't working, just get rid of them or mute them or something. So at least I've got a reference there that whole bar is an A major, I think. A something or other. Sounds like A major. Whatever it is, bad eyesight, can't see. Doesn't matter. It sounds great. To do that, and then it should sound better. Yeah. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to play that again and then change into the studio drummer to hear the difference, just so we can have a straight comparison of that 4 on the floor. I think that'll be interesting. So that's Addictive Drums 2, Fairfax Volume 2 drum kit. Now let's change to studio drummer. Sound better, and I have done no mixing, no reverbs, nothing, just out of the box, chucked MIDI in there and scrambled it a bit and prayed to the drumming gods, and there we go. So look, thank you everyone for joining me, Ashley and Jason who joined me in the live chat. I don't think there was anyone else that said g'day. You don't have to. It's okay. But for those who did say good day, I appreciate it, and I appreciate your support. And you can buy me a coffee if you wish. Thank you, Ashley. Really appreciate that. I will go have a coffee and I will work hard tonight on my music just for you, so we can have a really good live stream in the morning, which is only going to be 13 and a bit hours away, nearly 14 hours away. So I'll put up a thingy. So if you want to get notified about stuff with things, subscribey, the clicky bits and the cowbell goes ding ding, so you'll be notified. It's not a cowbell, I know. YouTube needs to change it, but do a like. Let's algorithms and bots and things know to spread the message to others in the YouTubeiverse. YouTubeiverse? Is that a word? On that happy note, I think it's time for me to go and get some sleep. In a little while, I'll work on this some more. We'll mute those drums and we'll mute the demo track thingy, and I will do a little bit of singing along with it so you can hear what it all sounds like. Until then and a bit more, I'll see you soon. Take care. As a child, my mother sang to me a song about a train to morning town. We sang together. Actually, you know what? I'm going to start this again because I've actually got a different version. Let me sing the right version. I'm going to start again. Do you know why I'm going to start again? Because it's my stream and I say so. No, I'm kidding. I'm just joking. But it is my stream and I'm going to start again. But that's okay. Look, it's my prerogative. Take two, as they say in the industry and stuff. This is live, folks. That's what happens when it's live. As a child, my mother sang to me a song about a train to morning town. We sang together. I learned to sing that song. In her arms it made me feel so safe and sound. I grew up, sang on stage with you. The crowd was singing, clapping, cheering too. You are so humble, caring and beautiful. I remember that song I sang with you. Your songs, your voice, take me to a happy place. The voice of an angel, it was a joy to sing with you. The years have passed, memories will remain. The voice of an angel, it was a joy to sing with you. I'm still waking up the chorus. Now the carnival is over, the stage is empty too. To sing with you was such an honor. We remember you. Your songs, your voice, take me to a happy place. The voice of an angel, it was a joy sing with you. The years have passed, memories will remain. The voice of an angel, it was a joy to sing with you. I have a child, I hold them in my arms. I sing about a train to morning town.